Hey, what's up, comic book fans? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. That's right, guys. And you're with me as usual, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do another comic book haul. That's right, we are on comic book haul week number 68. I actually took the week off last week for vacation. And now we're just jumping right back on the bandwagon and going to do another haul. Before we jump into the haul video, I just wanted to give a quick update. I have been nominated for a Geeky Award. That's right. I have been nominated for Best Comic Reviewer. So if you guys actually have not gone onto Comic Uno's YouTube channel, go ahead and look for the video that says Geeky Awards and just write your description on the below on who you want to be the best comic reviewer. There's actually categories for everything that you can vote for. So take a minute, check out the video. It's great. I'll actually leave a link below in the description box so you guys can check that out. So vote for me, best comic reviewer. So with that being said, let's just jump into the comics. There was a decent amount of books this week, but they were all so expensive. They were like $4, $5, annuals from DC, miniseries from Zenescope. It was just crazy, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I actually had to put one title back, and I actually dropped the title. So what was that title? You'll find out. But first, the bag. What's inside the bag? Your suspense is killing you, isn't it? It will all be over. All you're waiting is over, because the haul is now. Alright, starting with independent books. We start with IDW's Danger Girl Trinity, issue number 2. That's right, guys. J. Scott Campbell art, as usual, as its finest here. And Cindy Savage is on the cover. Basically, in this issue of Danger Girl, Abby Chase has gotten captured, and the rest of the Danger Girl spy group has to go and find her. So always a great read. The artwork is always very solid. Inks are consistent, colors are consistent, and artwork is consistent in here as well. Art is being done in this series by 3 different artists, but it is all pretty well drawn. So if you're interested in a fun read, Danger Girl is where it's at. So Danger Girl issue number 2. Next, we have another nice cover this week from Zenescope, and that is Grimm Fairy Tales issue number 85, and this is Unleashed part 2 of 6. Sayla, Belinda, and Van Helsing have teamed up together to hopefully try to stop the being, and the vampire queen herself is Serena, I think it was, or something like that. But the first part was really really done well. The artwork is done nicely in this particular series. Also, here's a real quick glance at the artwork in this issue. Hopefully, the series continues to be good. Zenescope is a nice company that does fairy tales with a horror twist, and that's what this is here. Patrick Shands writes this book, so again, if you're looking for something different, Grimm Fairy Tales is where it's at. Next, from Image Comics, John Layman's Chew, issue number 34. Cool cover here. It's got like the vampire guy, it's got Agent Chew, and it's got this guy here, which I'm not quite sure. I think it's Savoy, I think that is. But Chew's always a great series. It's never a letdown. It's just a fun series. The art is always good. Lots of Easter eggs. Chew is basically trying to avenge his sister's death, Antonelle Chew, and that's where we last left off in the last issue, in issue 33. I cannot wait for this book. It seems like it's been longer than a month since it's been out, so anxiously awaiting to read this one. So Chew, issue number 34. Next, Venom, issue number 35. At the end of Venom, in the last issue, we got to see the new symbiote slayers. And you're like, dude, symbiote slayers is crazy. It's like some parasitic, organic type of weird thing that's looks like it's going after the symbiotes now. So the past 3 issues or 4 issues of Venom have been really, really awesome. The last issue was the best issue of Venom that I have read in a very long time. So this past story arc, if you want to jump on Venom, this is the time to do so. You definitely won't be disappointed. Colin Bunn is the actual writer on this particular book. So definitely looking forward to this one. Next is from Marvel is X-Men #1. And this title has to do with all the female X-Men. How are they together? What their mission has to do, what missions are in store for them in the future. We don't know yet, but we got Rogue, we have Storm there, Rachel Gray, looks like Kitty, and it's got Jubilee on there. I think that's Psylocke. And yeah, and the last thing I knew, Jubilee was a vampire. So where this goes, I don't know. So we'll give it a couple issues. If it's good, it'll be dropped. If not, then I'll hold on to it. Again, it's $3.99, and I don't know if it's going to be doubled up yet, but it's worth a try. X-Men issue #1. Next, jump back on for this particular story arc. This is the Hellfire Saga prologue, and this is Wolverine and the X-Men issue #30. I've been so frustrated with Wolverine and the X-Men. It's been so inconsistent for the past so many months with different storylines, and hasn't been really dealing with the characters in the school and Wolverine himself. Ever since, like, I guess, Avengers vs. X-Men, it's been really inconsistent. So looks like this story is going to be a good one to read, so I'm jumping back on board for this story arc. So Wolverine and the X-Men issue #30. Next is Avenging Spider-Man issue #21. In the last issue, we get to see Superior Spider-Man going after Chameleon. He's trying to gather all this Sinister Six team members. For what reason, not sure. To gather them as trophies, to team up with them, I'm not sure. But Christopher Yost has done a better job with the Avenging Spider-Man. It's not just a team-up book anymore. It has a little bit more in-depth story, and I think this series is actually starting over very soon as well. I forgot what they're calling it, but it has to do with Superior. So if you're looking for a different Spider-Man title, try Avenging Spider-Man, and this is issue #21. Next, the last issue for Frank Cho's Savage Wolverine. I thought this series has been great for him to write it, to draw it. I think it's a hard duty to do, and he's done it for 6 months now. And this book has been great. It's been a nice read. The art is phenomenal in it, and I hate to see him go. Hopefully, this series just does not go to shit when it's all done and over with, and it continues to be good. Zeb Wells is the one that's taking taking the series over after issue 6, or starting in issue 6. So we'll see where it goes, but I am excited to see how this book actually ends. It has Wolverine doing battle against the Hulk, so enough said there. Next, there was 2 of these that actually came out this week, and I put one back to save it for next week, and that was the Iron Man 258.3 and 258.4 actually came out as well. I put that one back, saved it for next week. Just a lot of books out this week. So I went to go get this one, and I'm sure this will be good because it's got that old school Iron Man feel that I grew up to or read in the 1990s. So that's Iron Man 258.3. Better than the current series that's going on right now. Next, we have from DC, we have Batman Incorporated, featuring the Batman of Japan. Yeah, we'll see what this has to do with the series. I know this series, I think, is ending in issue 13, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, please correct me. But I think this ends at issue number 13. So interested to see what this is all about. And next from DC, we have Injustice: Gods Among Us, issue number 5. I've enjoyed this series from issue number 1. It hasn't had that wow factor since issue 1, but Superman is on the edge, and you always feel like something can happen at any given time. So, but nevertheless, it's a great story. It's a good Elsewhere story, and I can continue to enjoy it. So, Injustice, issue number 5. Next, we have, and I was anxiously awaiting this one, Earth 2 Annual number 1. This looks like a great book here because it's got The Darkest Knight. Who is New 52's Batman, or I'm sorry, Earth 2's Batman here? We saw Batman die in issue 1. Someone is taking over for him here. It could be anybody, but I'm anxiously awaiting this. And you know, this was a $4.99 book too, so this was an expensive book. It is an annual, however. Earth 2 has been this book that's always been consistently good, but not great and not bad. There's been a couple issues for me that have not been great, but overall, it's been a solid issue or solid series. I know we're getting a new writer soon on this book, so hopefully it continues to be good enough to where I can continue to purchase it. So Earth 2 looks pretty awesome. And last but not least, my son is actually finally into a real comic book series where he asked me to go to the store and pick it up, and I was like, cool, you know, this is where it is. And he finally has something that he can relate to in a comic book, and that's why we all like certain superheroes and things like that. And you know, like I can relate to Peter, or I can relate to Kyle Rayner. And my son loves Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man Worlds Collide. This is part 6 of 12. He loves Sonic the Hedgehog. He loves playing it on his DS, and he loves playing Mega Man on Nintendo Wii. And what's cool is I grew up to you know, I grew up to playing Mega Man. I grew up to playing Sonic. So I know all these characters in here, and he loves when I read these comics to him before he goes to bed at night, and he always asks me to pick up the next issue for this series. So I'm happy that he's an official comic book, you know, junkie now. Even though it's only one issue and one series, he loves it. And as long as he keeps liking it, I will continue to buy it for him. Who knows? He could be the future Spider Slayer. So that is it, guys. That is the haul for this week. Lots of books, 13 in all. Stay tuned this week for some individual comic book reviews on here, as well as Dark Avenger Inc. Look for the comic book countdown next week sometime. And as always, guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. I appreciate for all of you that continue watching the channel. I appreciate you all voting for me for comic book reviewer, best comic book reviewer. And guys, see you in the next comic book review. This is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Guys, see you real soon. Take care.